Hey everyone, my name is Chris Lambert, and on this channel we talk Kanye West. And today we're going to be talking about one of the hardest topics is that will Jesus is King come out tomorrow or not? Because right now we still don't have an official word either way. If you want the quick answer, 50-50. I'm saying 50-50. I think the best case is that we're going to get some, well, the best case, the album could come out. Uh, More likely case, we get a live performance of the album, similar to Yeezy Season 3 with The Life of Pablo, and then have some kind of delay, whether that's days, weeks, until the actual album comes out. And then the other potential is that it just gets delayed and we have no idea what happens next. But there's reason to hope. Despite the reasons for cynicism, there is reason to hope. So let's get into all the details. It's a little messy, so please have some patience with me as I try to be Virgil guiding us through this purgatory if Dante's Inferno references still work in the 21st century. But here, we're going to start with this. This complex article kind of summarizes the negative news that happened today. So earlier in the afternoon, there was a report from Variety that said that according to industry sources and a source close to Kanye, Jesus is King will not drop on Friday as we were told that it would. And you can see that they kind of show us the original photo with the original release date of September 27th. Even the homepage saying that Jesus is King is going to come out. Kanye last week just announced that it was still going to come out on the 27th. And it wasn't just Variety. Yeah, Variety that said it. This Hits Daily Double site also said that it might not happen. They mentioned, though, that Def Jam executives have taken a trip to Wyoming to meet with Kanye, but it wasn't clear why that happened. Is that to hear the new album before it comes out? Is that to talk strategy? What's going on? Had they been in touch up to this point? I mean, Kanye had been in a lawsuit with EMI, which had included Def Jam, which was one of the reasons that a lot of us thought that Yandhi didn't come out, because Kanye was trying to get his publishing back, or at least get a better deal by using the lawsuit as leverage. Now that the lawsuit has reached a settlement, it makes sense that he would start working again with Def Jam and his publisher on music release. So it could be that he's finally having them come out to hear everything before release, or that it's kind of formally starting to kick off the plan for release, which could delay from the 27th. It could be that they got out there, kind of like, can we release in 2 days? And they said, no, we need to give it more of a proper build out. But still, that's just my imaginings. We have no idea what happened in that meeting. But this New York Times guy who covers pop music, Joe Coscarelli, he tweeted out, it's Kanye, so who knows? But I'm hearing from many industry people that Jesus is King is not coming on Friday, despite people on the ground in Wyoming trying to make it happen. And we'll get to the people on the ground in a minute. I don't have a lot of contacts in the music industry, right? Or close to Kanye. But the few that I do have, I heard that people have been out there working. I know firsthand that somebody was out there working on the album. Yeah, so I know that. But then a couple days ago, somebody that I trust, like who can actually text me, right? Not just somebody on social media that we sometimes talk to, but somebody that I trust who has some connections in the world of music, not necessarily as, but I trust their connections and I trust their input. They said that they heard that the album wasn't going to come out, and that was on Monday. And then today, somebody else who has some connections more on the radio side also said that they were told today that the album wasn't going to come out from somebody connected with Def Jam. That was the word that was pushed down to the radio stations. So who knows? Again, that could reinforce all of this, that the album's not going to come out, but it doesn't mean we're not going to get something, right? We might not get the official release, but you look at what happened with The Life of Pablo. Again, We had the listening party on February 10th at Madison Square Garden with Yeezy Season 3, and the album didn't come out until February 14th. You look at the rollout with Ye, Kids See Ghost, Nazir, Keep That Same Energy. All of the song, like, there were listening parties, and then the albums came out at varying periods of time after the listening party. 6 hours, 9 hours, 15 hours. Was Teyana's album like 20 hours after it was supposed to come out? Something like it was way end of day or even the next day, something crazy. So I think that that's something that could play out again, that it's just going to be some kind of delay. And let's get into some of the reasons why that is. So Raymond here noted that Rick Rubin has 2 tweets, and this one is from 9 hours ago, and he's in Wyoming. Sometimes when you're starting a project, the less you know, the more original your creation may be. You may remember that Rick Rubin infamously came in to the Yeezus project, Yeezus, to work on Yeezus, and Kanye had like 3 hours of material, and Rubin's like, this is great, when's the album supposed to be done? And he was thinking it was supposed to be months, and Kanye said 3 weeks. So then they had this wild crunch time experience working 15, 18-hour days to condense the album to what it was and really discover it within all the mess. Not mess, but the largeness and large amount of content that was there. To go from 3 hours down to, 45 minutes, 47 minutes? And how that story goes is that they still needed vocals for multiple tracks, and Kanye came in 45 minutes before the deadline and did all the vocals and then ran off to catch a plane to go to Europe or something. And he was just like, cool, you got what you need, so long. And that was that. So I think if social media was then what it is today, people would have been panicking about Yeezus, saying, the album's not going to get done, it's still not finished, yada, yada, yada. And then everything was fine. We just have so much more insight now into what's going on that it can cause these peaks and valleys in terms of, is it going to come out? Is it not going to come out? Is it going to come out? Is it not? So, but Rick Rubin is there. He does only have 2 tweets. This is the picture from the other day, September 22nd, which was Sunday. Is that true? And Rick Rubin's eating with Kanye. And this tweet from Rubin was just 15 hours ago at this point. So odds are that he is working on Jesus is King. The question is this the tail end and they're just kind of getting everything into place? Or is this the 3 weeks of crunch time and they're just starting the project now, and whatever we're going to hear is just going to be a rough version on Friday? Consequence is also in Wyoming. You may remember Consequence as he was on... Spaceship, Late Registration. I don't know why I'm blanking on the song from Late Registration, and has helped write on Kanye songs, many albums. So him being out in Wyoming also points towards the crew gathering. I saw a tweet earlier. I looked for it and couldn't find it, but it was other people that are usually on the production side, the engineering side, that are out in Wyoming at this point. And Raymond noted that, going off the rails, but today Jackson Hole had more private jet traffic than any day the past week, notably from Van Nuys and Houston. Cody has a smaller airport. They had 1 private jet from Van Nuys on Monday, which was probably Rick Rubin, though I think Rubin was there Sunday. Granted, Mike Dean does live in Houston, so that could have been Mike Dean arriving out there. Where? Cody. In Cody to work on the album. But to be fair, Jackson Hole has become pretty popular for a lot of wealthy people going on trips and vacation. So I don't know how unusual it is for there to be a lot of flights from Van Nuys out to Jackson Hole. That could be pretty common, especially getting to the end of the week. But given the context of Kanye working on the album, that a lot of his team would be in Los Angeles, and he does have people out in Houston, as Houston has such a heavy and popular hip-hop scene, it would make sense that you could see flights coming in from people that are coming in to work on the album. So we have all that. But then this is the other thing. Where's Bo Nichols? So the other day, Mr. Hannon here posted a photo that was Sunday service, and you can see he has this video from being at Sunday service in Atlanta. He was the one that helped put on the Atlanta performance, and then he was trusted with putting on the Detroit performance. But the flyer is gone. It was this right here: Kanye West Sunday service Detroit. At the bottom it said Hannon Entertainment Agency, but as of today that disappeared, and there was actually no record of it existing at that point. And somebody said that it was still going to be on. It was going to be at the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater, and Team Kanye Daily, even a couple hours ago, was saying that there was supposed to be the circus scheduled for the time of the Sunday service on Friday and Saturday, which made us believe that, nope, Sunday service isn't going to be happening. But it recently just broke 2 hours ago that it's official. Tickets are going on sale in just a few hours at 10 a.m. on Thursday for Sunday service. So Sunday service in Detroit is happening on Friday. The Detroit News confirmed it, even saying it's official. They knew that there's this back and forth. Is this happening? Is this not happening? There's the story right here. So earlier this week, a call went out to local singers to audition to join the choir, part of a series of gospel concerts the superstar rapper has staged. Friday was the rumored release date, but reports on Wednesday said the album will likely be delayed. That's all that we really have. But gates for the show open at 11 a.m. and the concert will be held at noon, according to a spokesperson at the former Sheen Park. So the event's happening. The question is just what music are we going to be getting? And this was kind of funny. Jacob Frost here said that his brother just returned from his mission and nobody noticed the photobomb. You see that handsome devil in the background? You see him? And this is the Cody Airport. There's a sign on the right side that says Cody is rodeo. And there's the close-up of Kanye smiling. But it does look like Kanye was at least out the airport, maybe meeting somebody, picking somebody up. I mean, he has to get to Detroit soon, but things are happening. People are moving. And this was the other thing. So Colin Nags here, shout out Colin, tweeted 3 days, and Kim Kardashian actually retweeted it. And then the next day she tweeted Jesus is King with some prayer hands. And Pilgrim here, shout out Pilgrim, said soon Jesus is King, and Kim Kardashian retweeted that as well. And then just earlier today, she tweeted 2 more days Jesus is King, retweeting Colin again. So Kim has continued to act as if Jesus is King is coming out, which for some people is enough, because despite whatever anybody else is saying, Kim is Kanye's wife. She probably has more insight into the situation than a lot of other people, is at least the assumption. If you want to be cynical about it, there's this. So Kim said, "I'm so sad I'm not there" for the Sunday service just this last week in Cody, Wyoming, which means that she might not currently be in Wyoming, meaning that she may not have the latest intel on the album. Somebody might assume that she's checking in with Kanye before tweeting about this, or that she's heard from Kanye that the album's still coming out. But there is the possibility that they're both still so busy that she's just under the assumption the album will come out until she hears otherwise. So there could still be a bit of disconnect since they're not in the same location, presumably. Or it could be she has better information than all of us. It's just one of those things that makes this situation so muddied, because there's enough information there that if you want to be negative about it, you can say, yeah, I've seen enough, it's not coming out. But there's also enough information there that if you still want to have hope, you're like, you know what? Nah, this is happening. This is happening. And I just am here throwing my hands in the air. The other weird wrinkle in all of this is this article right here. Kanye West breathes life into Yandhi, amid delay of Jesus is King. What? What is that? How's Yandhi coming back into the picture at this point? So they say Kanye may be preparing to do a last-minute switch-up of his highly anticipated studio. I don't buy that. But The Blast, which is the TMZ spinoff, and who first broke the story of Kanye's lawsuit with EMI, said they're trying to get officials to reconsider the trademark for Yandhi. So it turns out that actually on September of 16th, Ye's legal team filed a request for reconsideration after final action, after U.S. patent and trademark officials refused registration on the mark earlier this year. So there's kind of a bit of a history about this. Kanye initially tried filing a trademark of Yandhi, and the document stated that the items listed appeared indefinite and needed to be clarified. And it was too vague because they said that it claimed that it would be used, Yandhi would be used for distribution of musical and audio and video programs, which is weird to me. Like, I read that and I couldn't tell if that's just the legal way of saying that this is the name under which music and audio and music videos are going to be coming out. Like, this is standard for every album. Or if this is kind of bizarre language that points more towards Yandhi being a platform that's distributing musical and audio and video programs, right? Like along the lines of the idea of Yeezy Sound. When Yeezy Sound was first trademarked, we didn't know if it was going to be a streaming service, headphones, something else. And it turns out that it's a company that sells production to artists. So a lot of the unused audio that's created during an album creation process, instead of just scrapping it or leaving it in the dustbin, it's actually sold to other artists through Yeezy Sound or remixed for other artists through Yeezy Sound. So could Yandhi have gone from being the name of an album to something more businessy or conceptual like that, that's for the distribution of musical, audio, and video programs? Who knows? But it seems that in March, they tried to file for it again, and it also got rejected again for being too vague, and now they're trying again to get it passed. Some people thought that this might point to the fact that this is a double album, much in the way of Ye and Kids See Ghosts, that Kanye is trying to do a 2-for-1 again. That seems like a big stretch. It could be that Yandhi could come out later in the year and this is just another hang up with it, or it could be that he's going to be doing something completely different with the trademark. But it is a strange wrinkle in this story that as Jesus is King is starting to either come out or meet its demise, that we're seeing the name Yandhi legally enter back into the picture and what that could mean. So a ton of threads. I hope you don't mind me talking for 18 minutes nonstop about this topic. I hope that there was at least enough clarity to some of the information that you can at least come to some idea of where you stand on this topic. I wish I could give you more clarity as to what's going to happen on Friday, but it does seem like at the very least, we're going to be getting, oh my God, I can't find anything. We're going to be getting the live show at Sunday service, and then we'll at least know more. Maybe we'll hear the new music. Maybe we'll just get another Sunday service with an update at the end, but at least we'll be put out of our misery. And I would say that if Jesus is King isn't coming out and it is delayed, everybody should stream 808s and Heartbreak all day and see if we can get 808s and Heartbreak back into the Billboard charts for the next week. That'd be kind of fun, just as a group catharsis of showing that we're sad. It would be cool to do 808s one week and then Yeezus the next week, just like sadness, then rage. But hopefully we're getting some new music and we have something cool to talk about on Friday when we at least hear the album. I think that's what I'm aiming for at this point. It would be great if the album itself was coming out, but at this point, I'm just hoping that we get the listening party in Detroit. So, yeah, hopefully this was helpful. I'm going to stop talking now. Until the next video, stay wavy, keep it loopy, and if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them below. We'll talk soon. Cheers.